Hi everyone, I am Kat and I go as Purlmonster across social media, so Instagram, making Ravelry and the likes, and this is my knitting diary. This is where I sit down and keep track of my knitting, my projects, what I've been up to, and all the fun things. And today I am sitting down for a second time to film this particular video because I hated the lighting in my first attempt, so we're in a different spot and I hope this works a bit better. So yeah, we're just gonna try it and I hope it's going to work out and the colors will show up much more true to what they actually look like in real life. I don't have any kind of issues with it being too blue toned, too cool toned, or too warm toned by accident. So we're gonna give this a shot, and yeah, if it works out, maybe this is going to be the spot to be in for the foreseeable future. There's not a lot going on behind me. I just picked a corner here because it was most convenient, and I figured maybe the wall would help. So we have quite a bit to talk about because I finished a lot, like a lot. And I probably will not be able to go through these in order simply because I don't quite remember what order I finished them in, and then looking at everything, I think I also misplaced a pair of socks. Oh no, there they are. I was already playing around with some of the things I have that I would like to talk about as my acquisitions. So first we're going to go all the way back to June because I don't think I showed these finished. These are my June Desert Vista Dye Works socks. I knit these in the colorway Opal, and these are just really fun and bright, and they are knit to my measurements, and I used the Spacious OMG heel by Meghan Williams for this particular sock. It is really comfortable and it fits my particular foot very well, so this is if I don't want to think about what I'm knitting and I just go for a vanilla sock, this is probably a go-to heel for me. So there you go, sock 1 and 2. I did not make these twins, they're siblings, but I'm fine with that. I did not feel like cutting the yarn in this case. And then, let me move this over. The next project I finished was my LST by Elizabeth Margaret. And this was a test knit, and I showed pictures of this on Instagram already. It is an amazing fit, and I need another one. I just haven't picked the color yet. So this is it right here, and this has a round neck and a split hem along with a faux seam detail. And the edgings are all applied I-cord edgings, so it looks very neat. It is a great fit. I knit mine in the size 3 if I remember correctly, and I did the full bust adjustment for cup size 3. So Elizabeth Margaret in her pattern has instruction on how to do a bust adjustment if your measurement from the top of your shoulder to where your bra band sits to in the back is a specific difference between the back and the front measurement for the same distance. So up here to bra band, she gives instructions how to measure that and also how to adjust that so that the front of your top does not ride up because you have a bit of a bust there, and it uses more fabric basically. So I knit size 3, cup size 3, And the yarn I used is Leroy cotton in the organic cotton in the fool's gold colorway. And this is, I love this tee. I love the way it fits, I love the way it's shaped, I love every single thing about this. And even, I think I've worn this probably way too many times in the last month, simply because it is that good. It's been washed in between, of course, but yeah, this is a tee that I need another one of. So I'm probably going to make one maybe closer like winter, because it is coming to, well, I mean, I guess summer is not coming to an end here, so maybe I can squeeze in another one, but I have a ton of things I would like to knit as well. So I will find a colorway that I truly love for this particular tee, and then I'll knit it again. So if you see this coming up again, don't be surprised. It was meant to be, and it is the right colorway. Then I have another pair of socks, and these are my July Desert Vista Dyeworks socks, and I used the Splash Pad Party exclusive colorway, the Splash Pad Party inspired colorway with the matching speckled mini. And the socks I knit, I don't have a sock blocker with me, I cannot think this through. This is the Fairground Socks by K.F. Jones of the Bakery Bears. And this was just so much fun to knit, and yeah, I really like those socks. Again, both are finished already, and I cannot wait to wear those. And then one more pair of socks that I do not have with me because my kiddo decided that he loved them, and so they're now his. Were the pair of socks I finished during Sock Week, which is hosted by Knitty Natty. And they were knit in a Lolo Did It colorway in Terror in the Deep. So I will throw a picture on the side here, because I did take a picture before they started to be worn. And the last pair of socks I have not woven in the ends, my apologies, are the Coffee Talk socks by Traci Millar in a wool fibers sock set called Pumpkin Spice, I believe, or Pumpkin Spice Latte. So this is the pattern, and I knit them with using both minis, so I used them on opposite sides. I started these late last year, so they've been on the needles for quite a while, and I don't know why. Alas, they're not finished, and they go into my box of socks for 2023. I did knit these socks exactly to pattern, with the exception of the toe. For the toe, Traci had you fade from the main color to the toe contrast color, and I just didn't feel like it, and also I was way too far along in the foot in order to be adding that extra room for my feet. So we went with just a simple, yeah, toe as is minus the fading. The second to last is this guy right here, again, and it's not woven in because I didn't have time yet. This is the Basketweaver Shawl by Stephen West. This is knit in DK. Technically, the pattern is in DK. I did fingering held double because I had the Lolo Did It Hippos Got Friends club for 2022, and I got all 12 months, and I wanted to use some of those skeins, so I did that with this shawl. And let me lean back a bit. So this is it. So in this light, you can see the difference here a bit more obvious than it is in natural lighting, and I think after blocking it, it will also look a little bit better even. This is, so the first big section are fading it through 3 colorways of the Hippos Got Friends Club, so 1, 2, 3. And then down here I ran out of yarn, but I was nowhere near out of the pattern. So I ended up getting a Naked Hippo, which is the hippo base color without any speckles from Lolo Did It, and unfortunately also a different base, which I think is part of why there's a little bit of a difference in the colors. And I faded into that then. So this is a very, very big shawl. It is bigger than my own wingspan, so bigger than from the tips of my fingers on one hand to the other. I think it's super, super squishy, and I had fun knitting this, but I will admit towards the end I got a little bit sick and tired of it, and I still did not finish this all the way. I used 5 skeins of fingering, held double, so 5 skeins used, but held double. And I probably would have needed all of the 6 skein that I had, but I felt like this was big enough and I did not want it any bigger. So here we go. Now I will be weaving in ends and blocking this eventually and then post a picture on Instagram. But all in all, I like this and I had fun, and I can't wait to be wearing this when it gets cold outside, and inside maybe too, depending on the AC settings in the house. Or the heat settings, I should say. And so, yeah, this will be a fun shawl. And then, last but not least, I am wearing my last finished object. This is the Brooklyn Raglan Lite by Tori Yu. This has a patterned sleeve detail. I knit mine with short sleeves, and the rest is 2 pattern. I will zoom out here shortly or move this around a little bit to show you the exact body and how it fits me and my body in a moment. But I want to mention also that the yarn is Explorer Knits and Fibers on the Denali Sock base in Emerald Isle, which was part of the Ireland collection. And I had a lot of fun knitting with this. This is super, super soft. It got even softer after blocking it once. So this was a lot of fun, and I knit this in 2.5, 3 weeks. So not a lot of time spent on that one, but it is amazing. So this might also be one that I will knit again, and this time with the longer sleeve option, because I feel like you can't have enough of a nice basic baseball tee inspired sweater. So apologies for the angle, but so this I knit 2 pattern again, and it has a split or curved hem right here. So you split for front and back, and you have some short row shaping, and then you add the ribbing all around. And you have the sleeve detail that goes all the way to the raglan increases, and it is really super cute, and it fits very, very well. So I will need a long sleeve version of this, because I can see this as something that, just like the LST, I will be wearing over and over. And yeah, that was it for my finished objects, but I obviously also have some whips. I'm going to start with the one non-knitting whip, because I think that's a good start, and then we'll go into the knitting whips. This is the Just Feel Festive Shawl by Caleisha Ryan, who is also Quirky Monday Crafts. And the idea behind this shawl, this crochet shawl, is that you use mini skeins, for example, from an advent. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm using an advent, and it's a very nice, colorful, probably more pinky purple advent that I would usually work with. But this was the Ruby and Roses advent from 2021. And I could not find a pattern I really loved for this one. I tried a couple other shawls that I thought I would like to have, but I never liked the combination of the yarn and the pattern. So this one finally really makes me happy. I like how the colors do show up, how the colors are basically the star of this one here. It is a granny stripe shawl knit on the bias, so you have the angles on both sides. and I am using this one. The pattern says to use finger and count double, so that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm holding my mini skeins double, and I love how squishy this is and how warm it's going to be, and yeah, I can't wait for this one to be done either. I started this one specifically for the Advents of December's Past MKAL, which is hosted by Hannah of the Corner of Craft. She started this, she hosted this one already last year for only the month of November, I believe. This year she started August 1st. Whips were allowed as long as you were not more than 50% done with your Advent. And yeah, she started August 1st, and she's doing it through, I think, either November 1st or November 30th. I will have to check her video on that again, because she posted that late last week. I think last full week of July she posted about that. So yeah, this is what we've got going so far. I'm on color number 7, 2, 4, 6, yes, 7, and my goal is to get through color 12 for this week, because I have a few Advents left that I had bought previously, and I have Advents coming in this year again. So I wanted to make sure I finished those off and either find a project for them or find a good home for them. So yeah, we'll be working on Advents in the upcoming weeks. So I already have so I have this in my Golden Girls that from Fate's Thread. Good grief, words escaped me for a second there. And I have everything through the 12th already wound up in here, so it's ready to go. And it is a lot of fun, and I enjoy this. It's very much, it is very much popcorn crochet. You don't have to think too much. You just go through the motions, you can talk, and you can do stuff at the same time, which is really nice. Let me drop this stuff here. Next up I have a, well, it's a hoe and a whip. So, this was the initial pair of socks I started for Sock Week. And these are the Shadow Box socks by Helen Stewart from this year's Sock Society. And these are really super pretty. I knit these again to pattern and for my foot size, and I cast on the second sock. But I will say that this one with the knit two togethers, the knit one through the back loop, and so on and so forth, the techniques in here are very hard on my wrist. So I have to knit this second one especially in intervals, and I have to take my time, and I cannot rush through this the way I did through the first half of the sock, because after the first half of that first sock my wrist really hurt a lot. And so I'm taking the second one slowly and at whatever speed I feel like. The yarn for this is Rising Tide Fiber Co. for the with their why do I have needles in here? In their sock set for Sock Week. So here you go. I think this one is a little blown out. The other two are true to color. This is a very, very bright, gorgeous sock set, and I'm having fun with the colors and with the sock pattern as well. Uh-oh, I just need to take my time. But that's fine, I think. I mean, nobody's gonna rush me on a second sock, because Sock Week was only one sock, and I finished 3 because I finished the other socks as well. Yeah, I'm gonna do this one first. No, wait. I guess technically they're all new cast offs, so doesn't matter. So, the next one is Ambah O'Brien's Supernova MKAL, which by now is not really an MKAL anymore because all the clues have been released, and I think most people are ready. I started super late on this one. I initially thought, I'm not going to do it. I didn't want to add another mystery knit along, and I didn't want to add another knit period. And then I kept seeing the progress pictures on Ravelry, on Ambah's Ravelry group, but also for Tori Knits, who is the dyer behind Love and Speckles? Tori Knits on Instagram. So Torina was posting her progress, and I totally loved the way this shaped up, and I knew I kind of had to get started. So I sat down, I looked at colorways from Baby Cat Yarns, which is probably one of my favorite tonal / solid dyers. And Brit has a ton of amazing colors. So I ended up using 12 minis from Brit and also a solid. And this is the start of Clue 1 right here. This is a bright, deep orangey red. And I love how this is shaping up. I love the lace in it and everything about this particular pattern. I would say I'm about halfway through Clue 1 at this point, and I cannot wait to continue on. And this yarn, by the way, is also a part of a new acquisition. I will show everything later, but for now I'm going to show you just that one color. And then the other two castles I have are, number 1, my Ellie Sweater Light. Can I get a little more yarn here? Thank you. So, ignore the Roo if you can hear him. Bernie is a little vocal today. So this is the beginning, this is the back of it. The side? The side, never mind. This is the side of it. So this is the beginning of my Ellie Sweater Light, which I'm testing for Sarah Opie, who is S-Knits on Instagram. And I'm using all Explorer Knits and Fibers colorways. The main color, this dark brown, is My Guinness, and the light contrast color is Fia. I'm really enjoying the way this is knitting up together, and I blocked part of it already because I wanted to see if my color work was working out okay, and yes, it does. And I am using needle protectors or needle stoppers. These are from Comicraft Co, and these are the Highland cows, which are super adorable. And the last thing I'm working on is, are you stuck? The Waithia Chop, and I don't remember the designer's name. Yeah, no, drawing a blank. This is the current class for Jen of Yarnia, the yarn store in Montclair, New Jersey. And it starts at the hem, so it's knit top, bottom up, and this is the lace work for the bottom. So I'm probably stretching this a little bit more than I should, but yeah, it's super gorgeous and I'm having a lot of fun with it. And I'm knitting this in Juniper Moon Farms Findlay in the colorway Green Gauge. So all of these are slowly getting loved and worked on, but I just felt like casting on all the things. And frankly, I probably still do, but I'm trying very hard to hold off because this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things I'm working on. So I only have that much knitting time every day. Now, shall we talk about acquisitions and all the new fun yarns I have? There are quite a few, however, I also have to say that I think most of it I've already started, so we should be fine. So, what you've already seen part of is the Baby Cat, sorry for the crinkles, you saw part of this already, the Baby Cat Yarns mini skates for my Ambah O'Brien shawl. So I took out some of the colors from here, the ones between this here. So there's 3 missing in this corner here because I'm already working with these. I have these 4 left at the end. I'm going to use these. So I'm going this way. In the spectrum, I didn't want the pink and purples in there necessarily because I felt like the center bit of the fade she has was a tad more cohesive. And this is the second half. So I'm going to here. And I'm having a lot of fun with these colors. They are they're part of the Brights collection, and I started with Blood Orange. That was the colorway you saw in the shawl already. Otherwise, this is Real Fuchsia, Noah, Squirrel Power, Neon Watermelon, then Blood Orange. Happy Orange and Rugrats VHS are already caked up in the project bag, and then we have Egg Yolk, Yellow, and Citron. So my camera cut out. So we have Baby Aliens, UFO Sighting, Caught Vibe, Short Circuit, Spend the Night, Capri, Hello Blue. I have knit the Bryce sock in this particular colorway. So if you've seen the one of my previous yarn diary entries, knitting diary entries, you've seen this colorway before knit up, and it's absolutely gorgeous. Ripple Effect, Blue Magic, and Purple Party. And frankly, if you look at these, you can probably tell why I love baby cut yarns and Brits tonals so much. And then I was not sure how it would look in person, so I opted for 2 options for my main color for Ambah Bryant's shawl, and the color I'm not going to use is Super Rust right here. And I'm going to just use this one for maybe a cowl because I think this is a gorgeous color and I think it would look good as a cowl right here. And the other color that I'm going to use is Soil, which will be my deep contrast for my shawl for Ambah Bryant's Supernova. Then I received my Lolo Did It Hippo Club colorway for the month of July. And this is in jewel tones or precious stone colorways on the Hippo base, and this one is, look away if you don't want to see it, but I think you already have it. This is Ruby. These reddish pink leaning towards purple speckles, and this is on the USADK base, which is a very soft, very nice to work with base from Lolo Did It. And my final acquisition that is here is from Explorer Knits and Fibers, and that is the Beach Read colorway, which was a tiny little collaboration pre-ordered together with Red Door Fiber Studio, and I had to get a sweater quantity plus the sock set. I'm going to leave it in the bag, so I hope it doesn't crinkle too much, but I want to open it up because the sticky part does not stick right after you open it once, and I have not packed this away yet, but this is the main colorway, and here is the contrast color for the sock set. So these are all fingering weight, and I cannot wait to knit a sweater with this. I was incredibly tempted to actually cast the sweater on right away, but I'm going to be semi-responsible and focus on my current whips first, and then we'll get to this. But it'll be very soon, I think, because I just think this looks like a lot of fun to knit up. Last but not least, I got 3 colors that I'm hoping will work as a fade for another project I have in mind. And these are, so 2 are Silver Pennies Yarn Co. This is my friend Justine, who I've known for 5 years now, 4? More than 4 years, I think. So, no, it must be 4. Yes, 4. So Justine started dyeing recently, and these are both on her Yak Yu sock base, which is a 70% superwash merino, 20% yak, 10% nylon base, and it's super soft. This colorway here is Seawood, and look at those gorgeous speckles, and this guy here is House of Stone, and this is a tonal. And then for in between, I think, might work at the end too, we'll find out. I might put this at the end. This is Malabrigo sock yarn in Geppetto, which is a variegated. So I want to use these as a fade. Potentially for a Casapinka pattern, but I have another pattern in mind that it might work for as well, so we'll see. And that is actually it in terms of my acquisitions, my new yarns. Shocking. What happened? I mean, it's a lot, but I've started a lot of it already, so I feel like having yarn in petto for 2 more projects is not going to be that bad, because by the time I get back here the next time, I will have finished the socks. I will, if I sit down with it, I will have finished the Advent skein shawl. And then I have room for more cast-ons, right? So I do hope you have some happy knitting time, and I will be back with another knitting diary entry very soon. Oh, well, maybe at the end of the month. So, bye, happy knitting.